The member from Windsor West.
My question is to the Minister of Education. Minister, contrary to Liberal spin, Ontarians know that your government sets the priorities for education in this province. This Liberal government has made it clear that it prioritizes cutting special education and forced closures of neighbourhood schools. Now we're learning that they plan on flip-flopping on their commitment to keep class sizes manageable. Speaker, why is this government refusing to take responsibility for short-sighted cuts to education, which have resulted in labour unrest and the closure of community schools?
Thank you. Minister of Education.
Yes, thank you. And I'm really pleased to share with this legislature that, in fact, education funding is stable. It was $22.5 billion last year. It's $22.5 billion this year, and the number of students have gone down, which means the per pupil amount have gone up. But let me tell you about some of the really exciting things that we're doing, Speaker. We have invested $12.9 billion in school infrastructure, including nearly 725 new schools and more than 700 additions and renovations. Wow. We've worked to give our students programs like specialist high skills majors, co-op education, dual credits, and we announced just last week that the graduation rate has now gone up to 84%. We are actually doubling the amount of money this year spent on school renovation.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. I'd like to point out to the Minister of Education, you say funding stable. Special education needs have gone up. Hydro rates have gone up, and transportation costs have gone up. Therefore, the funding has gone down. Speaker, back to the Minister of Education. Ontario families are growing tired of a minister who finds her portfolio perplexing. With teachers in Durham on strike, Rainbow District in Northern Ontario to join next week, and now Peel preparing to strike in May, this government must take responsibility for throwing our school system into chaos. Why is the minister and her government skirting responsibility for the mess her government's cuts to education have made in our school system?
Minister.
Yes, thank you. And the member opposite might be interested to know that the lines to pay for utilities has gone up. However, let's talk about Durham, because the member opposite brought up Durham. Let me tell you about Durham. The Durham Public Board is going to receive $729 million in funding for this school year. That's $2 million more than last year. It's $289 million more than in 2003. In fact, it's actually gone up 65% since 2002-03. Let me tell you about the per pupil funding. It's up almost $4,000 in Durham. In fact, 57.4% increase for every single student in Durham. It's now $10,661, Speaker.
Thank you. Be seated, please.